Hello, beautiful souls. Welcome. It's Alicia Radford with Appalachia Gypsy Healing Arts, and I'm here tonight to share a ceremony with you of releasing emotional baggage from the body, from the mind, from the soul, so that you can heal, so that you can learn, so that you can grow, so that you can reach your full potential. Now, I believe that through the years, as we feel emotions, we can get those emotions trapped in our body, and they can ring at their own frequency, causing sickness, causing emotional instability, causing the soul to not be able to connect to Creator, to Source, to the one unity consciousness. So tonight we're going to do this healing ceremony along with using sound bowls. I'm sending distance Reiki to each person that chooses to use this ceremony for their own. It doesn't have to look exactly how I do it. You don't have to do everything that I invite you to do. I want you to feel comfortable as we go through this ceremony this evening. If you want, you can grab a candle and light it. You can have a journal or several pieces of paper available to write that we're actually going to use during this ceremony. Have a pen, of course, to write with, a glass of water, a fire-safe bowl, or another safe way to dispose of releasing a piece of paper. Please be comfortable. Get you a blanket. Wear comfortable shoes. I also invite you, if you have essential oils, to use them this evening. You can use them topically on your body. You can use them aromatherapy wise, putting them through a diffuser or putting them on a piece of tissue to where you can smell it. Great essential oils to help processing emotions are lavender, frankincense, and patchouli. But please use any that you feel comfortable with. Now, this ceremony will be up on Facebook for 30 days, and then will be over on my YouTube from now on. My YouTube is underneath Appalachia Gypsy Healing Arts as well. And I invite you to use this ceremony whenever you're feeling heavy. Heavy feeling is a really good marker that we might have emotional baggage that needs to be released. Emotions such as grief, anger, fear, guilt, shame, heartbreak, disappointed. Sometimes it can be the words somebody else said to us, and it could be from years ago, but it's still inside of our aura, our energy field, ringing at its own vibration. And as an energy healer, I truly believe in frequency and vibration. And when we have a heavy emotion in our aura, in our energy field, it is ringing at a lower vibration, which can make us sick, physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. This can also be for moments that we wish we would have done some things differently, things other people were saying, and we didn't quite understand what they were saying. Sometimes we have carried these emotions for a short while or a long while, and we didn't even realize how heavy they had become until we had a big reaction. And when we have that big reaction, it usually is because a wound from the past got hit. Energy does not erase what happened. Tonight isn't about pretending that these experiences didn't happen in the past. It's not saying they were okay, things that cause these heavy emotions. Tonight, we're going to acknowledge what we have been carrying and honor what it has taught us, and give ourselves permission to release what we are ready to release. You do not have to release anything tonight. You can just sit here and be present. There's no pressure, no judgment. Just meet yourself exactly where you are in this moment. I like to talk about energy baggage as a wound, because it's what it is. If you can think of, you injured yourself by scraping your arm, or by falling and injuring your knee. There's a wound there. And when it hasn't healed completely, and when it gets hit, we react because it hurt. And that's what emotional wounding is. If it's not healed at the core level, there's going to be other situations we're in where that wound is going to get hit, and we're going to react from that wounding. And it's not necessarily the situation we're going through now. And I think one of the things that gets talked about some is how we react is coming from inside. And it's not necessarily what's going on around us. What comes out, it's what's going on inside. It is an identification of how we actually feel inside. This isn't about just what a person might say or do. Yes, that can affect us, but this is about an old wound that is getting pressed upon, and we react from that wound. Before we begin releasing, I want to talk about what emotional baggage is. I've been talking about it a lot, but it's really unsolved feelings, beliefs, memories, reactions, and patterns that we continue to carry from the experiences that have already happened. And like I was saying, when those experiences, those wounds haven't been healed, then when they get hit in another disagreement and another argument, we react from that wounding. Sometimes we think we have moved on because life has moved forward, but moving forward isn't always the same as healing. Something happens years later, and suddenly the old anger comes rushing back. Someone says something and we immediately feel rejected. This is an opportunity that appears, and the fear tells us that we're not good enough because of that own wounding. Nothing to do with the person that's standing in front of us, but that old wound tells us that we're not good enough. We want love, but we hold heartbreak that tells us not to trust. We want to move forward, but guilt keeps pulling us backward. Our emotions can be influenced. They can influence how we experience ourselves, our relationships, our choices, and the world around us. These emotions influence each part of our lives. That is why awareness is so important. Instead of asking, what is wrong with me? We have to begin asking, what am I carrying? And then, does this still belong in the life I am creating? So I have struggled, if you go back to some of my older videos, I have struggled with anger a lot in my lifetime. And not that I was a erupter of anger, but I smushed my anger down so many times that I literally made myself sick. Because anger necessarily isn't a bad emotion. It's what we choose to do with it. So if we erupt and we accuse and we get aggressive, then no, the anger is not good. If we smush it down and we make ourselves sick, then no, the anger is not good. It's always about what we're choosing to do with that anger, or with that pain, with that emotion. I think that emotional baggage is one of the things that blocks us from connecting to our gifts, to Creator, to one another. Emotional baggage can block our chakra system. It can block our everything. It can. Emotional baggage and not processing it can really keep us from reaching our full potential. And it can block us from loving ourselves and loving other people. It affects every part of our lives. So tonight, I invite you to come and be at peace and feel comfortable. This isn't about taking every emotion you have right now and processing it. This is about letting yourself be. And what comes up is what needs to be processed. So you can light a candle. You place both feet on the floor. Take a slow, deep breath in as we begin our journey this evening. Grounding yourself by placing your feet on the floor. And if you're not ready to join right now, you don't have to. But if you just want to sit and be present, that's okay. You can revisit this later when you're ready. It's always going to be here for you. This healing of love, guidance, of peace. I'm going to open us with a prayer. Divine Source Creator, we thank you for holding this sacred space. We ask that this space be surrounded in love, in truth, in healing, in compassion for ourselves. We ask for divine protection around each soul that's here this evening. Surround us in your light, in your peace. We call on the sacred directions. East, bring us the breath of new beginnings and the courage to see ourselves differently. South, bring us the sacred fire of transformation and help us to release what is ready to be released. We call on the West, bring us healing waters for our emotion, for compassion, for forgiveness. North, bring us grounding, wisdom, and stability. We honor above, connecting us to divine source and divine wisdom. We honor below, connecting us deeply to Mother Earth. We honor within this sacred place where our truth, intuition, power, and healing resides. We welcome our loving spirit guides, angels, guardians, ancestors of love, our angels, our council of light, and any other high vibrational being of truth, love, and light. Hold each person this evening. May every person participating in this ceremony receive only what serves their highest healing. May anything that does not belong here be turned away. May this space be protected. May this work be gentle. May this work be loving. And may we remember that we are sovereign over anything else. I invite you to place one hand on your belly, one hand on your heart. Take a deep breath in through your nose, filling up your stomach, releasing through your mouth. With this next deep breath in, I invite you to breathe in peace, release heaviness. Deep breath in of peace, releasing heaviness. Allowing your body to relax. Inhale, I am safe. Exhale, I release anything that does not belong to me. Inhale, I give myself permission to feel. Exhale, I give myself permission to release. Now imagine roots extending from the bottoms of your feet down into Mother Earth, grounding you all the way down to her crystal core. You feel her love, her supports, her energy is flowing through you. It is so. Thank you. Now we're going to talk about these emotions. I want you to take a deep breath in and ask your guides to guide you to a place of struggle. It might feel heavy. You might feel frightened for a moment. But we're holding you here in safety as we process these emotions. You might feel it in your body. It might be in your chest, your stomach. It might be in a hip or a shoulder, but you feel this energy somewhere in your body. It might be fear, anger, hurt, low self-esteem, lack of control, unworthiness. It might be a program of the past that says that you are not enough, that you are not worthy of love, that you must please others. I want you to sit with this just for a moment. And when you are ready, I want you to write down this emotion. You don't have to do it right now in this moment. You can do it later. But I invite you to write it down. I want you to write down how it makes you feel. Does it make you feel shameful? Does it make you feel guilty? Does it make you feel disconnected? Whatever it may be, just write what comes. I'm going to take a moment and hold this space in beautiful healing energy as you make this connection to the struggle. Sometimes we have to connect to the struggle so we can find the light, so we can find the healing. You don't have to stay here. You can release this and claim your power back from that person, from that situation, from that emotion, from that programming. Whatever it may be, you can release it and no longer allow it to harm you. You are worthy, my dear, of this healing, of this release. So once you're ready, you've written it down, you can tear it into small pieces. You can burn it, you can bury it, you can flush it down the toilet away from you. I know that sounds silly here in this moment, but there's power in bringing in the elements. So we burn it, it's fire. But first we wrote it, and that's air. Then we burn it, that's fire. It turns into ashes, which is earth, and we send it away in water. So it floats away from us, and we release it. And not all of us live by a creek or a river, so flushing it down the toilet is the next best thing. Now again, you don't have to do that right here in this moment, but I invite you to do this later. I invite you to come back to this and be prepared. This is about you releasing what no longer serves you and claiming your power back inside of you. Releasing a block that is disconnecting you. This is about you and how you want to use it. So after you feel this emotion, you've written it down, it's time to say goodbye. wherever it may be in the body. I imagine it and I grab it and I pull it out of my body and I give it to Mother Earth. I drop it, or I pull it out and I give it to Father Sky. And I say, no more will this disempower me. This emotion of anger, a lot of my anger sits in my gut. And I pull it out and I drop it. I pull it out and I give it and say, no more will this disempower me. I call my power back to me. And I take this out and do it 3 times. There's power in the number 3. So pull it out, rip it out, give it. Pull it out, give it. It no longer serves you. And you can say, this no longer serves me. I release it. It is no longer mine. I revoke it. So after you do this revoking of this emotion. You've written it down. You can burn it. You can tear it up. You throw it away. You flush it down the toilet. You release it away from your energy. You revoke it and you say, this is no longer mine to carry. You can revisit any emotion, anytime. Anytime you can come back and say, am I still holding on to something there? Is this a different emotion? Was that emotion intertwined with something else? Was my shame tied with guilt? Was my fear tied with unworthiness? Was there something deeper that I have not seen yet? Revisit it till you no longer feel it. When you can look back at a situation and you no longer feel the pain, the anger, the hurt, that means you're rising out from that shadow and you're reclaiming your power. You're connecting stronger. This is what shadow work is. This is what is any emotional baggage exercise you can do. It's as simple as reclaiming your power and saying, I no longer allow this to disempower me. I am no longer the victim of this situation. I revoke it. It doesn't mean it didn't happen. It just means it's no longer controlling you. Guys, I prepared for these. You can see my notes just fell to the ground. I'm just following Spirit tonight as much as I can. And I really feel that as short as this evening was, I feel this was exactly as it was supposed to be. And I'm going to go back over really quick what we talked about. Honor the emotion you feel. It is not bad. It is not wrong. It just is. Honor it. Feel it. Release it. Tear it out if you have to. And give it to Source. Give it to Mother Earth. Release it. Claim your power back to you. If you continue to do this process and you continue to allow yourself to heal, this is where you will connect deeper to your gifts. You will be able to connect deeper to Source energy. You will be able to use your healing to guide others so they can heal. And this is what brings us to unity consciousness. Again, this is not how I was going to think tonight was going to go, but it is what it is. And I pray that you are able to use this simple little ceremony this evening and use it to empower yourselves, to learn, to heal, to grow, because you are worthy of it, dear soul. You are worthy to be whole and no longer allowing something from the past to control you. I know this because I have been able to walk this path, and I still walk this path daily. I still struggle with trapped emotions, but thankfully I'm able to acknowledge them. I'm able to feel them, and I'm able to release them and no longer allow them to control me. It's okay to feel. It's okay to release. It is okay to allow yourself to process the pain. When you feel safe, when you feel supported, please do this, because there's nothing else that's going to help you more than you can help yourself. Thank you, beautiful souls, for joining me tonight. I pray that each of you receive the beautiful healing from Divine. Thank you, and good night.